Well, this is our continuation of Know Your Supremo on the musings of the Knights of Rizal. I thank you for tuning back in and helping us learn about our dynamic and most serious leader, Sir Calderon. And hopefully, we will, at the end of this special, we will be able to know more about him as a person, as a knight, and also be able to appreciate his style of leadership and be able to work in the organization uh, with unity, uh, enthusiasm, and inspiration. Again, thank you and enjoy this coverage.
Now, sir, definitely this you have an impressive litany of achievements in your public life. Especially, I'm sure the Angonians are appreciative of the kind of leadership that you have shown in all those years in public service. And thus, you have been kept, and your family has been re-elected as a sign of appreciation of the Angonians. Now, sir, in the Knights of Rizal, if you don't mind, we'll shift a little bit on the Knights of Rizal. Is this kind of leadership style, leadership energy, is this what you will be showing in your tenure as Supremo in the next 2 years, sir?
I believe in a participatory kind of leadership. Naniniwala po ako doon sa kinukonsulta yung tao. Democratic leadership is wherein everyone is encouraged to participate. I will bring that core value to our organization, wherein everyone is encouraged to participate, wherein all members of the organization will work together to make a decision. And whatever our members elsewhere in the world want to suggest, as what I've done in Angono Inclusive, whatever suggestion, the heart and soul of our organization is not the trustees. It is our member, our chapters worldwide, our leaders worldwide, up to the regional area commander, members, chapters, up to the board of trustees. We will serve as a consultative trustees. That suggestion is number one order of the day. Agenda must come from our members. And from there, 3 weeks ago, I convened some of the members of the trustees here in the Philippines, and some we invite them through a Zoom meeting, and starting consulting them based on what they gathered during their election promises. And what, like, strengthening of our organization is different from advocacy of our organization's program in the external context. We will divide our organization into contexts. In my way of handling in the Angono, I apply SWAT analysis. We use SWOT analysis. So we will not detach from that participatory management and consultative. And in my case, in Angono, area-based, community, people-centered. There's no difference. Reading the successful program of the previous leadership, from General Colonel Torres to Elihu Ibanez, all these leaders dream of something good for our membership. And there are some issues we discussed. The first, building is always a story in every leadership. We'll sit down and discuss what is doable, possible, create a transient house in one portion of that building that some of our members worldwide, a place where just like the Solidaridad team of Rizal in Barcelona, they are just renting a small room for them to exist in Barcelona. We can develop a parcel or portion of that building or find a place, partnership with other local government organization, wherein our members wish to visit the countryside, just like the Team Pogi. I saw a Team Pogi chat groups in our Facebook. It serves as also a upgrading the information system of our headquarters, the internet system. Problems of pandemic time, it's hard for us to travel, but we need to upgrade the internet system or the information system of our organization, not only for the needs of our members, but also not for the needs, I mean, of our organization related to organization's issue, but also for the promotion of the good side of our country or elsewhere outside our country. Through information system, visiting your relatives in the province, through the information system of the Knights of Rizal, guiding them of how much fare staying in a traveler's room outside. There are members of our organization or fellow Filipinos, they sell their property in the province, but they want to return home in a visitor's context. Now, some people are looking for something not cheap, traveler's room, but for them to visit their beloved Philippines, our country. So these are some of the possible program that we will integrate in the information system of our organization. Organization is strengthening, internet system, information system, external, assist our fellow Filipinos, of course, through the tourism or economic side of the Philippines. So it is one way or another, strengthening our information system is one of the top agenda we gathered from our members elsewhere.
Sir, well, thank you. I want to say thank you for tapping into our network of membership around the world, because I know some this membership, the Knights membership, are more than eager to show their craft, to show their provinces or here and abroad, and tapping into them gives them a purpose. I know that in the bylaws we are mandated for only two activities really, the 1930, which is the 19th of June, and the December 30, we call it 1930. But with your view, it seems like really tapping into this network of membership around the world, really, from Australia to Europe to the US to the provinces in the Philippines, and even in Saudi Arabia, could be very useful in being part of making the Knights of Rizal known and worthy of spreading, being a vehicle also in spreading Rizalism that way, and solidarity as well. How do you envision the Knights of Rizal in 2 years?
Part of our consultation feedback, just like upgrading the financial management by way of that inclusion of strengthening the transparency and accountability. Our organization is a patriotic organization. And how can we propagate? By stating one-liner, two-liner, or LPLI or NOLI in every program of any organization, requesting our DepEd or DILG, or even bring this to the Congress. If you are singing national anthem, if you are praying, why not include a national hero one-liner favorite line so that continuous reciting of one-liner, two-liner result quotation, it will add on to our fellow Filipino to be a patriotic. The other one is that establishing Knights of Rizal Development Center. Development Center is working as a program advocacy and policy arm group of our organization. One is organizational strengthening, reassess, assess what things done and what things we think we can improve from that previous leadership. While the other one, develop a center wherein we can work with parallel with other agencies, organizations like the ILG, like DepEd. Part of our expectation in that 2 years is we will assess and check how many regions are active. And under which is how many provinces in that region is also active. By filling up that regional emptiness, it's a possible completion of extending our program by way of organizational strengthening. And what program we will develop on that Knights of Rizal Development Center will channel on that organizational output of our organization. We will see to it that upgrading and sustaining, as I said, previous activities of our previous trustees and commanders, and of course, with the increased number of active members upholding the legacy of the ideals of Jose Rizal, I see modern information and communication technology system that will be used as a highway of sharing our best program or innovative program and possible adapt this thing and learning lesson through a Zoom by way of this establishing a Knights of Rizal Development Center. That is one on the external aspect. Develop, localizing Rizalism in the midst of pandemic. Localizing it's not new to our national hero. Dapitan is a local setting. When Rizal developed Dapitan, it's a symbolism of localizing innovation, localizing programs that transform Dapitan from a sleepy community, from a humor-mongering community, from a traditional community, up to the time that Rizal was advised to go to Manila, that transformation create of something localization. by way of that Rizal best practice and innovative approach. It the PITAN for me is representation of all local government in the Philippines. So if there is the PITAN during that time wherein Rizal, part of his sacrifices was became successful in a modern times. And through the DFA worldwide, there is a corner in every embassy wherein you can witness Rizal's bust. It is in the corner of every embassy. But the Central Rizal speaks in that corner. But how about the external of that embassy? We will develop a memorandum of understanding agreement with the Department of Foreign Affairs, that the one who will cascade the lessons of the Central Rizal. Central Rizal represent Rizal, our national hero. But the lessons, the beauty of Rizal works, it will cascade in all corners of the world wherein there are members of our organization to speak and talk about Rizalism.
You mentioned about the Pitan and how Rizal made an impact. But obviously, you know that Rizal won the lottery and used some of his winnings in that lottery to fund some of the infrastructure that he did. Uh, I wanted to ask you, sir, how, as far as funding all these initiatives that you have in mind, do you think this will hinder you from the limited resources of the Knights of Rizal? And if so, how do you intend to augment the financial part in funding some of their vision,
Uh,
Knights of Rizal?
Again, I will share to you what my experience in Angono. I started as a young leader from the Kabataan Barangay during Marcos time. I am receiving 1,000 peso a month. I have no organizational foundation, but I use that salary to finance all the movement of my organization. From that, I work with programs not only anchored on program on youth, but also developing advocacy on environment at my early time. Selling out my personal money from that earn. It is not an earning, it is a salary from the government, so I will return it to the government. I am now a card holder, senior citizen na po ako. But why I am enjoying being a part of this organization? I am accomplished as a public servant. I became Assistant Secretary of the DENR, National Office, Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Commission, of Office of the President. I developed Zero Basura Caravan and transforming open dump site into a co-waste processing center. I returned in Angono again as a vice mayor to what we want to finish before we assume our office on December 1 is a partial plans and programs. And that plans and programs is, of course, it's a with a presentation of financial expenses. It's a matching program with a matching support, financial support. So I know it's a very gigantic task by way of sharing to you all these plans and program, but it is manageable. But it's only a matter of bridging and, of course, tapping our resources within.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, if as they say, if anybody can do it, you can do it. And I think you have the backing of the Knights of Rizal membership, basing from the elections that happened in September 19. You tapped both overseas and Philippine KOR electorate number of votes. So I think they have your backing. Now, using, sir, the model of you and your daughter. Of course, obviously, you don't mind me saying that your daughter is younger than you, obviously. What do you think is and then you did mention the elders and the third party members. What do you think will be and you are relatively young too, but how about, young people like me? What do you see, and majority of the new members really uh, are younger too, the rank and file, if I could say so, the KRs, the KORs rank, they're pretty young. What do you how would they fit in your plans?